Hello, welcome to my video. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to make these little worry worm wind spinners. Just to note, I haven't got any googly eyes on me at the moment, which is why I haven't popped them on. I did try and applique them on, but it made it look rather strange. So I've left it blank, and as you guys know, anyone that already makes worry worms, you just pop your googly eyes on here in position. These are really cute little perfect little gifts to leave behind for like random acts of kindness, that sort of thing. Really quick, simple to make. So we'll get started on that one. So what you're going to need for this is any yarn of your choice. I'm just using a standard double knit acrylic, and with that I'm using a 3mm crochet hook. Obviously if you want to make them even smaller, then do a smaller hook and a thinner yarn, and obviously a pair of scissors as well. Okay, so to begin, what we're going to do is going to take our yarn, and we're going to start by making a magic ring. If you don't already know how to do that, on my YouTube channel I have a playlist called Crochet Basics, and on there is a nice slow tutorial on how to make one of those. So we've made our magic ring, and now into the magic ring, I'm going to be using US terms as a reminder. But I will note the UK terms every now and then for those that are using that version. So to begin, we make our magic ring, and then into the magic ring we're going to work 12 half double crochets. Okay, so that's 12 half treble crochets in UK terms. 3, 4, working them all into the magic ring. 5, pull your tail if you need to tighten up your circle a bit. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and your 12th and final half double crochet into the first magic ring. There we go, so that's our 12. Then pull your magic ring closed to close up the gap, and then count back along your stitches. So along the V's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now that my 12th one's hidden a bit because we haven't chained 2 at the beginning. Just slip stitch into that first one there, into that first half double crochet that you made. Then we are going to work into that same space, and we're going to work 1 half double crochet increase, or half treble crochet increase if you're using UK terms. So that's 2 half trebles or 2 half doubles into the one stitch. Then we're going to work a half double crochet into the next, and we're going to repeat that sequence around. So a half double increase into the next stitch, and then a half double crochet into the following stitch. Okay, and you repeat that all the way around, and then you will end up with 18 stitches in total. That's 3 lots, so we're doing 6 lots in total, so that's 3 lots followed by an increase and a half double crochet, increase followed by 1 half double crochet, and then 1 final increase, so 2 half double crochets into that same stitch, and then your last half double crochet in that final stitch space there. So you should have a nice round circle now with 18 stitches going around the outside. Then to finish this off, we're just going to slip stitch back into that first stitch there. Again, count back if you need to, and then tighten up your ring if you need to tighten that one back up again, and that's your little worry worm head complete. Now the length of the body is entirely up to you. For the purposes of video, and this one here, I've done a chain of 30. Okay, you can do more, you can do less, obviously that will impact on the overall length of the body. My one there, if I do a chain of 30 now, 2, 3, 4, 12, 13, 14, 15, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's my head and my chain of 30. So for a chain of 30, you end up with about a 3 to 4 inch length body. So overall sort of 4 to 5 inch length worry worm spinner, okay? Obviously that will depend on your tension and the size of the hook and yarn, etc. But that's what I have with me. Okay, so we've got the head and we've made a chain of 30. And then we're going to chain just one more, just to keep it a nice round even number. So we've got 31. Now we're going to work into each chain and into each chain space, starting from the second chain from the hook. So not this first one, into this second one here. We're going to work 2 single crochets into each stitch. Okay, so you will end up with a total of 60 stitches. So that's US terms, don't forget. So for UK terms, that will be 2 double crochets into each chain space. Okay, so we're going to work 2 into each stitch all the way down, back down to the head. When we get to the top of the chain, I will meet you back there in a moment. So we've come to the end of round 1 and we've worked 2 single crochets into each chain. You should have something that looks like this. Don't worry if it's not a perfect spiral, that's perfectly normal. I'll show you at the end of the video how to shape your worry worm correctly. So we've got to the end of our chain here and we've worked our final 2 single crochets. Then what we're going to do is make a chain of 1 and turn our work. Then into each of the stitches we are going to work a half double crochet followed by another 2. So we're going to work 3 half double crochets into each stitch space. Okay, and remember that's US terms. UK terms, that would be half trebles. So we'll be working 3 half treble crochets into each stitch all the way along until we get to the end. Okay, and this will really help curl up your little worry worm and obviously give it a bit of body. Continue that into each space. Remember it's 3 half double crochets or 3 half trebles into each single crochet space, and I'll meet you back at the end when we finish that part. So now we've come to the end of round 2, and as you can see our little worm has started to take shape. We're not actually going to complete any more rounds now. I mean, you could add another round of single crochets if you wanted to finish with your stitches facing up that way, but I quite like mine as it is. So trim off your yarn and pull your loop up, and I would feed your tail through the loop here and then pull on your tail, and that will just hold your stitches in place and stop your final stitch coming undone. Okay, so this is the bottom of your worm, this is the top. Now to shape your worry worm, it's really very simple. What you do is you ignore the head there, take the top of your spinner, and then what you want to do is form perfect circles like little pancakes or coasters stacked on top of each other. Okay, so you can see it's curling around that way. If you just tweak it and twist it round and just go with the shape. Okay, so just keep one direction and just keep twisting round and round and round and easing the spinner into shape. Remember, you want it to sit flat on top of each other as if they're stacked, and if you line up the edges to try and keep them all the same size as well, that makes a big difference on how your overall spinner looks at the end. Okay, so there we go. So you've got all of your circles like that lined up quite nicely, and they are stacked on top of each other. Also, if you sort of give them a bit of a tweak and you give them a good squash with your hand, that helps flatten them and even out the spaces. So there we have our little worry worm wind spinner. Okay, so there we go. So imagine he's hung up and he'd be spinning in the wind. These are also a perfect little size actually to hang from rear view mirrors of your car, or somewhere indoors, discreet, or at work maybe somewhere on your desk or something like that. They're a really cute little size to have. So to finish this off, all I would do, I mean, you can hang a decoration from the bottom if you wanted, but obviously they're worry worms, so they don't actually need anything. is just tie off this end by creating a knot, and then weave it back in, weave your tail in like you normally would with any other crochet. And then at the top, I would just attach go in at the top of the head at the center, pull your hook, get a piece of yarn, double it over, pull that through your worry worm head, and then change it back into, keep pulling it through until it is a single strand again, and then knot the two ends together there. So create a knot here, so we've got a single strand, because they spin much better with a single strand, and then create a little slip knot at the top there, so that it can be adjusted to fit different sizes of different places that people might want to hang them. And that, there you go, is your little worry worm wind spinner that's now tangled up with the other one. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please pop a like down below, because that really helps my tutorials get seen, and it enables me to keep making these for free for you guys. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, because again, that really helps keep my videos seen, and of course that keeps you updated and notified when I release new content. Thank you again guys for watching, and happy crocheting.